is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Hello, good evening. It's Friday night here in the Pacific, and good evening to everybody if you're watching us here. I'm currently here in Los Angeles, my home base, and if you're watching us from the Philippines, it is Saturday at 12 noon. So like what I always said, I hope you are having a wonderful lunch with your friends, family, and your loved ones. So magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. And if you're watching in different parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is going to be a very exciting time because, oh my God, I can't wait to interview our special guest. I always have special, but this one is top of that special. You know, just like a halo. You have a very special guest, and this particular guest we have today is one of a kind, and you'll know more about him. But before anything else, we are live on PHLB Radio Facebook page, as well as simultaneously live on PHLB YouTube channel. So if you're not a subscriber yet, what are you waiting for? All you have to do is like, share, and subscribe. And if you could click that bell so you'll be notified every time that there is a PHLB radio show ongoing. Also, we are simultaneously live on different podcasts, namely Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And if you are one of those that are part of Amazon Fire TV, all you have to do is check the Amazon channel, look for PHLB Radio channel. And if you have the stick, all you have to do is look for that and just say, Alexa, play PHLB Radio. And if you miss any of our shows or part of our shows, and you are part of Team Replay, happy viewing to all of you. And I know because of the schedule and all that, especially it's party night, Friday night, you might miss part of the show. So no worries. All you have to do is go back to PHLB website, which is www.phlbradio.com, or like what I said, just check on PHLB Radio Facebook or YouTube channel. We are already on a playlist on all the shows that we have done. That being said, eto na. This is it. We have the very special guest. I don't know how to introduce him. He is one of the very elusive, exclusive awardee of the Asian Hall of Fame. He is a two-time Emmy awardee, and he is the supervising producer of the Talk, CBS, The Talk, as well as a very responsible person for the Kelly Clarkson Show, the Tyra Banks Show, as well as, there's another one I'm missing, Ellen DeGeneres Show. And without much further ado, let me introduce you. I am so proud to have this guest tonight, and no other than MARC Anthony Nicolas.
Hey, hi Josh.
Oh my God, Mark! Say hello to our viewers and our listeners.
Yes, hello viewers in the Philippines, in the United States, in the whole wide world. I'm so glad that you're here to be a part of this interview. My mission tonight is to share my story and to inspire and motivate everyone who has a dream.
Well, couple of things, Mark, before anything else. Like what I said, you are two-time Emmy awardee, and that's really one of those things, and it's right there. And this is like a dream for a lot of people, especially in our industry, and to be given to have not only one but two. And I know you're always nominated for being a supervising producer, and I know this is not the last of the many Emmy awards that you're gonna get, and you're really making the Filipinos proud. And thank you for doing that on our behalf. You are, as they said, you represent Filipinos very well, or Filipino Americans very well.
Thank you so much, Josh. Yes, that's what I want. Like, I'm the only Filipino on The Talk on CBS, and I'm the first and only Filipino, and I've been working there for 13 years. And I feel like as the only Filipino there, it's my responsibility to get our voices heard, especially, having our stories, having the Filipino culture heard. I'm the one that books all the guests for the talk, and my sole mission is to get as many Filipinos on the talk as possible, because we do have stories to share, inspiring stories, stories of humble beginnings. I've booked, Chef Val and Dr. Tess and Mrs. O. So I feel like I do have a platform to highlight all the Filipinos out there and to get their stories heard.
And one of the things that was really, for me, that really gravitate me to you as a person is because you're so proud of your humble beginning. You never deny. Some people, especially immigrants, when they moved here like a couple of years, and they try either to change your accent to sound more American, and they would normally deny their Filipino-ness, if there's such a word. But you're really proud about it, and every time given a chance, because I've listened and we'll talk about some of the many awards that you have gotten, and when you are asked either to be a keynote speaker or when you're receiving an award, the first thing you said is you're so proud to be a Filipino American. And that's really, really very inspiring, because at least you're setting a good example that why not be so proud of your roots. But you know how it is in Tagalog, they said ang hindi lumingon sa pinanggalingan, he will not be able to reach wherever destinies he's gonna go. And you are one of those that really a exemplary person who has exhibited the being proud to be Filipino.
Thank you. Yeah, I do come from humble beginnings, and I just want to thank my mom and dad for actually immigrating here from the Philippines. I came here when I was 4 years old. My dad's family was from Sampaloc, and my mom's family was from Pasig. I'm the youngest of two siblings. I have an older sister, and it's just myself. And I came here at 4 years old, and my mom and dad sacrificed a lot, like any Filipino moving from the Philippines to the United States. They left their family, they left their friends, they left basically their whole life to build another life. And not just for themselves, it was also for my sister and I. And I was actually talking to my friend today, and we were having lunch. What would life be like if my mom and dad didn't migrate to the Philippines? It would have been a totally different life. Like, I wouldn't have these 2 Emmys. I wouldn't be living in Los Angeles. I wouldn't be working on the Tyra Show, the Ellen Show, the Kelly Clarkson Show, the Talk. And I feel that, my parents gave me an opportunity, and I'm not going to waste this opportunity to have, I guess you could say, a middle life or a half life. Like, I want a full life. If an opportunity is presented to me, I go all or nothing. I go 110%. So that's why I feel like I do work hard, and people are always saying, like, Mark, you work so hard, you're always working a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I'm working a lot because I don't half-ass it at work. I'm fully present. And if I am at work, I show up and I do my job well. And I started out at the Talk as a producer. Then I got promoted as a senior producer, and now I'm a supervising producer. And for me, working to my fullest potential is what led me to promotion after promotion after promotion. And if I was just half-ass at it, I would never have been promoted. So I think when you work hard, people do realize it, and people do acknowledge it, and people do reward you with promotions or with awards, because having a mentality of working hard and doing your best, it always was instilled in me. And I always work hard. And being the youngest, people always say, like, I'm the bunso or I'm the baby of the family. But I just feel like I do have to work harder, because everyone thinks that I'm handed like a silver plate, and I'm handed like the golden spoon.
Oh, we're going to be talking about that.
Okay, yeah.
Now, before anything else, there's so many people watching us tonight.
Oh, really?
Dexter Jimenez is the director, and he's one of the awardee also. He's doing a movie right now. It's a 7-part series. Wow. And that's Stay. I will introduce you again. I think I introduced you to him or to them. It's Dexter as well as Alan Ibanez.
Oh, yes.
Hello, you guys. And it says, bangers here, watching from Glendale. And then, of course, our very supportive Adele Ordinario is, I think, watching from Long Beach as well.
Wow.
And she said she just got back home from Las Vegas. Pa-shout out naman po to Dexter. Say hello, Dexter.
Hi, Dexter.
And then also Alan Michael Ibanez. Remember the couple who was doing the best friend, the one that did the Be Careful with My Heart.
Yes.
And now they're doing this thing, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Carlos Magonon, he's a producer. He's a concert producer based in San Diego.
Hi,
and
Carlos.
I can see here, sabi ni Dexter, idol, woohoo, congrats. How to be you po. Oh, we're gonna talk about that. How to be you. Oh, of course. America's favorite dermatologist is
my
watching,
God.
Dr. Tess.
Dr. Tess.
Hey, that's one of our secret, right? That's why the two of us, we look so good. That's why when you're saying you're the bunso, well, we have Dr. M Beauty by Dr. Tess.
Dr. Tess is the best.
Yeah, the best. She said hello, Josh and Mark. Mark looking so fabulous and flawless. Woo!
Wow. It's all because of you, Dr. Tess.
I know, right? We're classmates when it comes to that. You cannot go wrong with Dr. Tess, America's favorite dermatologist.
Exactly.
Yes, and she said, Mark, you are the best.
Aww.
And of course, Dexter said, very inspiring. Lisa Isagan is watching. Lisa is a entrepreneur based in Texas, Houston, Texas.
Hi.
And then Dr. Tess said, I love you both. And I think we're going to see her end of the month.
I'm going to see her on the 29th.
Me too.
I have an 11:30 appointment.
Oh, I have a 3:30.
Oh, yes.
I'll try to come early so I'll get to see you.
Yes.
Well, now that we said all the shout out and of course Dr. Tess, I'm glad that you're here, you're watching. You're gonna know more about Mark. Aside that he's flawless and he's fabulous. Well, Mark came from a very humble beginning because he was chasing his dreams. And of course, we all know, like he just mentioned, mom was a bank teller before, and the father, the mom is Teresita Rodrigo Nicolas, and the mother, the father's name is Marianito G. Nicolas. And then Marianito used to be a truck driver.
Yes.
Way back then.
Yes.
And of course, you have, like you said, you have two in the family. You're the youngest, the bunso, and of course, your older sister is Donabel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, Josh.
Yeah, I told you. And one of the things too that I'm so impressed, and of course, aside from your two Emmys, there's this exclusive thing that you got, and that's together with Bruce Lee, together with Christy Yamaguchi, the figure skater, and of course, among other things, it's Connie Chung, who's been a newscaster, and we have our very own Marc Anthony Nicolas, part of the Asia Hall of Fame.
Yes, I actually have the trophy right here. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, we want to see it. That's the
Okay.
least we could do, see the trophy.
Of course, only for you, Josh. So this trophy is the Asian Hall of Fame. So this is the Asian Hall of Fame trophy. So when you see it, that's the emblem.
Wow.
So the Asian Hall of Fame actually inducts only like 2 or 4 people a year. So in this club, there's only 40 of us. And it's not just only Filipinos, but of course it's called the Asian Hall of Fame because it's Koreans and Chinese and Japanese. So all the Asians are awarded and highlighted because of their expertise. Right. So whether it be figure skating or a producer or a fashion designer, or even my friend Carrie Ananaba from Dancing with the Stars, like she was all awarded. And for me to follow all these footsteps of all these amazing Asian, it was just like a dream come true. And I loved it. It was in Seattle when I was awarded this Asian Hall of Fame.
And that's why you represent us well, Mark.
Thank you.
Because I think you're the only Filipinos that got that. You're the only one, right, so far?
Yeah, so far.
I went through the list. Like, it's a very elusive, it's very elite club. It's not like run of the mill that you get every year. This one is really filtered, and then for you to be named as one of the one of the member of this elite group that I'm so at awe with accolade that you are doing so well representing us.
Thank you. Yeah, when they contacted me, they actually emailed me, and I was just in bed going through like my emails, and they're like, the title was Asian Hall of Fame, and I'm like, what is this? And then I clicked onto it, and they're all, dear Mr. Nicolas, we would like to invite you as one of the inductees for the Asian Hall of Fame. And I'm like, me? I'm like, Asian Hall of Fame?
You're too modest. You know you deserved it more than anyone else.
Thank you. But yeah, so I went, they flew me out there, first class diva, and then I was there, my sister went, my cousin Olivia went, and it was just like, I had to do a speech too about my life. But, you know, it was one of those accolades and a milestone that it was like a bucket list for me.
Yeah, and of course, well, look at Dr. Tess. Doctor said, see you both on April 29, same day. And the doctor said, oh, Dr. Tess, thank you for such a wonderful. I said, Josh does his homework when he does his interview. So
yes.
Good. Dr. Tess, thank you for the kind words. Now, also, aside from that, aside from your 2 Emmys, aside from your being a part of the Asia Hall of Fame, you also was awarded recently by the Filipino-American Press Club of California as the Outstanding TV Producer. Oh my gosh, this is coming! And of course, we cannot discuss yet the big thing that is happening in May. I made a promise, we're not going to discuss it. But you will guess after May, I will get you to guess because we will be talking about that big thing.
Yeah.
So let's keep everybody hanging. There's this big thing happening in May, and I cannot tell you because if I tell you, Mark is gonna kill me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be dead.
No. We don't want you to die.
One of the things too that is so impressive when I was doing my research and listening to all the interviews and all that, I didn't know you were an editor-in-chief of your high school journal or newspaper, and that's Don Bosco, right?
Back in St. John Bosco and Bellflower. Wow. So you know, I was never into sports, and I was never into like, you know, the masculine sports. So I figured I might as well try out for the yearbook. So, and I'm really good at writing. I'm good at you know, telling a story. So what I did is like, you know, I applied to be the editor-in-chief, and I got the job. So I was taking pictures of people at lunches, candid pictures, and prom and homecoming. And it was nice to see like a book that I made from September all the way to July of people's lives. Because of course, in high school, what are the 2 things that a person has? 1 is like their yearbook, and you know, 2 is other memorabilia. And I still have my freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year yearbooks. And those are the things you don't really throw away. You always keep them, right?
But you've always been a leader, though, based on what I know. You've always been a leader. As they said, you cannot. You could, if you throw a person who's a leader by nature in a batch of people or a group of people, you will definitely stand out, and you did.
Yes.
What other people, and this is one thing that I was so surprised. Everybody, just to let you guys know, this guy plays the clarinet.
I
didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Wow, Josh.
Do you still do? Do you still play it?
I play it occasionally. So, of course, with the yearbook, I had to get, I guess you could say, like another GED for high school in order for me to graduate. And it was either sports or, you know, the band. Yeah. So I picked the band because I love music and I always wanted to play an instrument. So when the teacher assigned the instruments, I honestly wanted the flute because it was light, it was cute, and it was literally literally you could put it in your backpack. But when they're like, Mark, the flute is actually taken, but we're gonna give you this, and literally they gave me a 5-foot bass clarinet, and it was literally, when I sit, it's honestly the taller than me. So I was like huffing and puffing. I took lessons. I was playing the bass clarinet in my house with my mom and dad. And they're like, stop it, stop playing. But I got better at it as time grew on. But that's the only instrument I know how to play is the bass clarinet.
Okay, now, this is one thing that I was surprised because you, in the process of chasing your dream, and when you were younger, you were talking to your mom, and you were asking your mom, like when you see a show, there's always this credit, this name coming up, and you already said at that very young age that, hey, I want to be on TV, and I want to see my name. Okay, but the funny thing that when I was researching on you, you took a job and you already have a college degree at the time, and you went ahead and still did what you did. And you always tell this story. You took a job at the time, it was paying $4.25. And talk to us about that, because, and I know there was occasion too that you slept in your car because you're chasing this dream. And I like that narrative of yours, and I'd like to hear it from you. Because of course a lot of us, especially Filipino Americans or Filipino for that matter, our parents will really ask us and pound on us to finish our education, to finish a college. And I bet that was a struggle for you to have a college degree and work for to be a server, to be a waiter. And I'd like to hear that story from you.
Yeah, so my mom and dad always wanted me to become a pharmacist, and I actually got a job at the pharmacy, which is really, really crazy. But I was always gotten in trouble because I was talking to the patients, and I would say like, "Hi, hey, Mr. Jones, are you okay?" And my pharmacy manager, George Fong, was saying, Mark, you have to get them in and out. And I'm like, George, but they're sick. They need someone to talk to. And he's like, it's not you. This is a business. This is not making friends. And then so that's when I realized like I need to quit the pharmacy. So I was at the pharmacy for actually 5 years. So I quit the pharmacy to become a waiter.
And Olive Garden, for that matter.
Yeah. And my mom and dad were like really upset because they're like, now where's your benefits? How are you gonna get medical care? And I'm just like, Mom, Dad, just trust me on this. Like, pharmacy did not work out for me. I'm gonna prove you wrong. So I was at the Olive Garden and also another restaurant called BJ's Restaurant, where I was like serving pizza and pasta and breadsticks, and I would be working from 5 p.m. till midnight, like, living on tips. And it was really, really hard for me because I was in my 20s, I was going to school, and also I had dreams of becoming a television producer. I didn't know how, I didn't know what to do, but what I did is I was just persistent, and I sent my resume to Oprah and ABC and NBC, and you name the show, you name the network, I literally sent my resume out. But the thing is, Jush, I had nothing on my resume. Literally, my resume was playing the bass clarinet and a server at a restaurant. So of course they didn't call me. So one day, my coworker at the restaurant, Lindsay, she's like, Mark, I'm leaving. I'm like, Lindsay, where the hell are you going? She's like, I got a job at a reality show as a production coordinator. I'm like, really? I'm like, congratulations. And she's like, yeah, so I'm putting in my 2 weeks. So hopefully I'll see you soon. But that was my chance to use my voice. And I always say this is use your voice and tell your dreams to everyone, because you never know who you're going to meet. So it was my opportunity to tell Lindsay hey, Lindsay, I don't have any experience in reality shows. I don't have any experience in the television world, but I'm hungry and I want it so bad. So if you can find in your heart to call me if there's a production assistant job available, I would totally do my best at it. So she called me 2 weeks and I got hired as a production assistant. And when I was driving on set, I'm like, dang, this is so far from Long Beach to Encino. And I'm like, I am like literally 50 miles one way to the set and then 50 miles another way back home. And I'm like, oh my God, this is literally eating up my paycheck. This is not good. So what I had to do is I had to save money. And as Filipinos, you know, we love to save money. So I literally slept in my car for the next 6 months as a production assistant, you know, and it was so hard, like, especially in the winter months. I used to turn on the heater when it was cold and then I would turn it back off. And that's how I saved money. And, you know, I took a shower at 24-Hour Fitness. I, you know, brushed my teeth at 24-Hour Fitness. I ate Taco Bell, like at the 99-cent menu. It was honestly one of the hardest things being a production assistant and not making money and driving 100 miles one way and sleeping in your car. And I was like, one day I was in my car, I'm like, I was talking to God and I'm like, is this for me? Is this what I want? But now looking back at that, like God was testing me to see if I really wanted it so bad. You know, sometimes God tests you and see, does he really want it? And, you know, God puts obstacles not only in my life, but other people's life too. So the obstacle was this job that paid minimum wage and also sleeping in my car. And all these things were like not going in my favor. But, you know, I got through it. I slept in my car for 6 months and, you know, then got hired at MTV after that.
Amazing. See, that in itself, so inspiring and so motivation. Because a lot of us, especially the millennials and the Gen Zs, when they get stuck in an obstacle or hurdle, they give up. But here you are because you were chasing your dream. And one of the, couple of takeaways that I have is when you said, use your voice, speak it to existence, and tell people. Because I've read in some you know, self-help books, they say, oh, don't tell people your dreams because they could use it against you. And here you are professing that that's what happened to you. You tell Lindsay that this is what you want done, and you voice it out. You tell people. And I'd like, in one of your interview, you had mentioned that because when you do that, it seems like the tribe of people will come to you, people that would help you make that dream a reality. And that's exactly what I see in your story, because you were telling your dream to other people. You were expressing to them, and here you are. It seems like all the planets align and make you the person you are today.
Yes.
And that's so amazing. And there's other awards that you got that we will be discussing. But one of the things too that is so impressive, and this is one of the surprise that I have for you that you don't even know. I will play a video. This is Mark at work, and this is what I notice about you, Mark. You are a different kind of producer, because we've seen producers before. They're tight, they're snooty, they're always upset, they're always like about to kill anybody. And especially in live production, anything could go wrong. There's no perfect show. But here we are. Let's roll VTR and let's show.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
And then there's another one. Let's show the other clip too. Because this is so much fun. You really know how to play and work it out. Look at this.
Man or woman to pump me up. Feeling fussy, walking in my Balenciennes, trying to bring out the fabulous.
All the videos and all the things, you're so different from your typical producer or supervising producer, because you know how to make fun. You're having your and some of the videos I cannot show because it's on private. But
what?
you kind of dance and make fun of people, but in a very nice way. And you're you're having so much fun, and it shows. It exudes from within, and it makes the whole audience. That's why I was telling you, I can't wait to watch the talk live and see you in action, because I review all the videos that you have, and I said, amazing. This guy, it's a very unique, a one of a kind, the way you do your job. And where is this coming from? Who are your inspirations?
For me, I feel that I've always been, you could say, this is gonna actually, you're not gonna believe this. I was actually a shy kid growing up.
No.
Yes, Josh, I was a shy kid. And my mom and dad said I didn't speak till I was 5 years old. Like I know, they said I was mute and I didn't use my voice. And so they even took me to the doctor, and they thought something was wrong with me. They thought I was deaf. So I was like a shy kid growing up in elementary school. And I feel that once I got into high school and college, that's when I blossomed, and that's when I used my voice. And I feel that, it was always inside me to be fun and authentic and be the life of the party. And of course, you do have to be professional at work. That's totally fine. But also, you have to have fun too. You have to, make fun of yourself, be sometimes silly, because at work you're there majority of the day. So you might as well have fun doing that. And for me at the talk, like I work hard and I play hard, and that's what I do. And it shows because I love what I do, and they let me who I am. So I feel that, they're always happy. Everyone gravitates toward my energy. And I love joking around with the hosts, and I love joking around with even the audience members too. Like everyone knows my name. And I just feel that, if I make at least one person smile a day, I did my job. And that's the part of life, is just smiling. And if you tell yourself, I'm happy, I'm joyous, then, the universe will hear Mark is happy, Mark is joyous. And if you're always saying like, I'm depressed, I'm sad, the universe will say, you're going to be depressed, you're going to be sad. So you just have to change that mentality every day and have a positive outlook on life every day.
Well, firstly, I'm surprised that you said you are a shy kid, because I've known you for quite some time now. You're always the life of the party. When you walk in, the room lights up.
It does. And I just love hearing people's stories, and I just love joking around. Even when I'm speaking as a keynote speaker, I literally am not your typical keynote speaker. I'm just a person that loves life, telling jokes, making fun of myself, and when I see the audience laugh and smile, it makes me laugh and smile too. And when we were getting awards last year in October, I just love talking now, and I just love talking to people and sharing my story.
And it's just contagious, just to let you know. Because when people will talk to you, all of a sudden it's like a bright kind of day. because Marc Anthony Nicolas is here. Now, Adele Ordinary said, love Marc Anthony Nicolas. He's so nice and humble in person. Aww. And that is so true, Adele. Without a doubt, I could vouch for that.
Thanks,
and
Adele.
Then Dexter Jimenez said, Sir Josh, let's watch the talk live together. Of course, we'll talk offline. And I just talked to Mark, and we're going to schedule that. And definitely you and Alan, I'll invite, because we could only do a small group together, and then maybe we'll schedule another group together, and we're going to be part of the talk audience. So we'll see Marc Anthony in action.
Yes.
So we'll see all this happiness going around.
Yeah, please come. It'll be my pleasure to have you guys there.
Okay, now Mark, who is Marc Anthony Nicolas when no one's watching?
I do live by myself, and a lot of people are always asking oh, you're always going out, which I do. I love to go out. I love to go to dinners. Last night I just watched Cirque du Soleil. So, and that's the part of life, is just always going out and being with friends, being with family. But behind closed doors, I'm literally just, I'm just by myself. I don't even know how to cook, Josh.
Join the club. I don't know how to cook too.
Yeah, it's really, really bad because I'm like a grown ass adult and I don't even know how to. All I know how to cook is spam, eggs. I don't even know how to cook rice. Like,
Well, well, you and I both. That's why we are at the generosity of our friends. That's why we're so friendly. As a matter of fact, today I went to a friend's house and they gave me food for the whole week.
wow.
Because they know that I cannot cook. So now we're part of the same club. So everybody who was listening to us, Mark Anthony and I, we don't cook. We don't know
Yes,
how.
yes. You could
We don't know how
postmate
to
me
save
food.
our lives.
Feel
That's
free
why
to
we're always
postmate me
out.
food.
Okay, Adele said I want to join. I guess to join the watching the talk, and also she said very welcome, Mark. Okay, now one of the thing too that I noticed when you gave a speech when you were awarded one of the top young Filipinos in New York. One of those, and I love the speech that I got. Too bad I don't have the tape, but you had said, "Believe in yourself." And this is part of your speech. You said, "If anything else, I could leave you today. These two things: one, believe in yourself, and love yourself."
Yes, I did.
That is so powerful.
Yeah, I remember I did say that. I even from Carnegie Hall. Here's the other clip
Yes.
I wanted to show you guys. This is from the Outstanding Filipinos of America. And this was awarded at Carnegie Hall. I've never been to Carnegie Hall in New York, so it was actually an honor for me to be on stage with Tito Boyabunda, giving me the award because I remember saying that believe in yourself and love yourself. And no one can love yourself harder than the person that you are. And I feel like, and the reason why I love the word believe, that was actually my mom's favorite word. So, and she always told me, like, Anak, believe in yourself, you can do this. And every time I say believe in yourself, like, I always remind myself, like, hey, I could do this. And, dreams don't have a deadline. Dreams, take their place as slow as fast, and it's different from any other person. And I just want to say that, believe in yourself and love yourself, and, everything else will fall into place. And if you're determined and if you're willing to make the sacrifices, I feel that anything could happen and any dream could come true. And I always tell everyone, don't ever quit your dream. Don't ever quit your dream, because if you are meant to do something, it'll happen.
And
It could happen in your 20s, it could happen in your 30s, it could happen in your 40s. Like I said, dreams don't have a deadline, and that's what I always say.
And one of the things too, you said in another awards show that you mentioned, your speech, you said living in the now.
Yes.
So those are powerful words, Mark.
Yeah, I always say live in the now and live in the moment. Reason being is because tomorrow is not guaranteed. I've had so many people that, have passed away and have gone, passed away and have left my life. And for me, it's like we never know when God is going to take us, and we don't even know when our last breath is. So whenever I say live in the now, live in the moment, enjoy that cup of coffee. Go eat that donut, eat that butter cake. I ate a whole butter cake last night, and which has 6 sticks of butter. And I was like eating it like it was like a birthday. And I had like bacon wrapped hot dogs last night. I had butter cake last night. I was literally living in the now. I was at Circus Soleil, and you can never get back today. We only have 24 hours in a day, so you just have to make it last. And, people are always saying, like, I don't have money and I can't do this. I'm like, that's why some of the best things in life are for free. Like,
That's true.
right? I love walking in the park, and I just love people sitting down at the mall and people watching. Like, you don't even have to spend a single dollar to have fun. Call a friend and just say, hey, do you want to get in the car and just cruise around the coast and like just look at the water and play like Whitney Houston? I want to dance with somebody. Like the best things in life are for free. So when you mentioned live in the now and live in the moment, that's so true. You have to do that because tomorrow's not guaranteed.
Yeah, so Dexter echoed your sentiment, says, dreams don't have a deadline. Thanks, Mark, for reminding us.
Thank you. Yes, Dexter, dreams don't have a deadline.
Yeah, because Dexter is trying to get his 7-part series of
Right.
a stay. It's a movie.
Right.
It's we'll talk about that, and
Yeah.
I'll be we'll be asking your help on that, on the promotion, because you are on that side, and I know you'll be a big help to these two guys who are Filipino American filmmakers, and I think you're gonna love the movie that they have created, or the series they created, Stay, and we'll talk about that in other times. Okay,
Yes.
one of the things too is you have accomplished so much already as it is. 2 Emmys, Asia Hall of Famer. You have the outstanding Filipino. You have the outstanding TV producer. Any other things that you have? Do you have accomplished already, or your dreams? Is there anything else that you want in life, Mark, that you want to accomplish professionally?
I honestly, like, I had a talk show called On Your Mark like years ago, and I was in front of the camera. I would love to have, my own talk show again. But, instead of like On Your Mark, which was celebrity driven, because
Yeah.
when I had like Sharon Osbourne and Les Bass, like, I want a talk show that I'm talking with regular people. Like, and it could be like,
Man on the Street.
yeah, man on the street. And that's what I love is like, that's my initials, Mark Anthony Nicolas on the
That's
street.
right.
Yeah. So, just interview like your everyday people, or, just sit down with them. And because what I love as a producer is doing follow-up questions and listening. And as a producer, you have to listen.
Yes.
And you have to do a follow-up, question as well if you want more information. But for me, like, I always gravitated to becoming a host again, or becoming a red carpet correspondent, or, just being a face on camera, because I do love, talking to people, and I love, like, hearing their stories as well. And, you're doing that too. You're a host, Josh, and I feel that just talking to you love what you do.
Yes, I do. I'm so passionate about, and I learn, like, listening to you and to all the guests. Not only my audience are listening and people are learning, I'm learning those too. I mean, I'm getting nuggets of wisdom from you and from all the guests that I had here in the show.
Right.
Now, we talk about your dreams. What frustrates Mark Anthony Nicolas? Is there anything that frustrates you? What irritates you?
What irritates me about myself or about other people?
We'll start first with other people.
Okay, so this is one of my pet peeves is like, I want this to happen, I want that to happen, and I always ask them, well, what are you doing to make that happen? And they're like, nothing. And I'm like, well, that's the problem. You have to have a plan of action. Your dream is not gonna magically fall from the sky and land on your lap. You need a consistent plan. You need to write down your dream, circle it in red, and draw lines on how you're going to achieve that dream in red. So whether it be like, write a script, or talk to the director, or reach out to so-and-so. So you need a plan of attack to make that dream come true. And it's like, a lot of people have dreams and a lot of people are lazy. And if you're lazy, I'm sorry, like, nothing's going to come out of it. And if you think that, a dream is magically going to happen, you need hard work to back it up.
Action.
And you need that persistence to back it up. Because if you don't have the persistence, and also if you don't have the knowledge of what your dream is, then it's not going to happen. You have to be prepared with your dreams. Like you're prepared for this interview with me. I'm prepared to produce a show. If you're not prepared to do something, then it's going to literally break down and crash.
Now, you talk about your frustration with other people. What about what frustrates you about you?
I know. This is a hard one because like I have honestly I have OCD and I'm always constantly thinking about what I'm going to do tomorrow. And sometimes, that's not good because I'm always thinking like about work and like, is this segment gonna do right? I'm like a worrier, and a worry is
Ooh.
not good because you're always worrying about work and then you're worrying about family. And there's a difference between worrying and also being concerned. Worrying is like being negative, and being concerned is that a positive word that you're concerned about the work that you're doing. And I feel like worrying is just a waste of time. And I always laugh when I hear the song "Don't Worry, Be Happy." And it's true. It's like, don't worry, just be happy. And I always take that into consideration. And I shouldn't worry so much about life. And that's me. I'm just a worrier.
You need to have balance, Mark. Balance. Because
I
I'm like
know,
you
right?
before. I overthink. I'm a perfectionist. Now, this is what I tell people. I leave perfection to God. I only do what is excellent.
Exactly, exactly. And then I always say like, um, uh, always love your imperfections because that makes you perfect.
That's right. Now, you talk about your frustration with others. If if a friend of yours, I'll talk to a friend of yours. How would they describe you, Mark?
Oh, they would say like I'm a ball of energy. I am my energy is comforting. I talk a lot. I love to joke around. I'm spontaneous. I see a positive outlook on life. And whenever someone is negative, I bring them back up and be positive. So I'm basically your cheerleader. Like rah 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 rah. So I'm your cheerleader. I'm your number one fan. I'm your do or die. I'm your ride or die. And that's me. Like, I love it when my friends succeed because I cheer them on. And I love when people are winning because I cheer them on. There's so much room and so much space at the top, and it gets lonely at the top. So why might as well help people along the way to help them get to the top as well.
Absolutely.
And celebrate each other.
And happy viewing to Maria Arabella Rao. That's Bing watching us from Calibo, Aklan. Hello,
Oh
Bing.
wow.
Yeah, and then of course Dr. Tess, our favorite America's favorite dermatologist and our very good friend, the fabulous friend. She said, "You have the face for the cameras, Mark." And that's MBeauty by Dr. Tess.
Yes, Dr. Taz, thank you so much for giving me the space, for giving me a better version of myself.
That's right, me included.
Yeah.
Now, what makes Mark unhappy or sad?
With me, I mean, I hate being unhappy, but like, I feel like, I just lost my best friend last year. Her name is Heather Gray. She was the executive producer at The Talk, and she was my best friend. I've known her for 15 years. We worked on the Tyra Banks show. She was my boss, and she mentored me. And then when she lost her battle to cancer, that really, really made me sad. And it really made me lonely too. And, you know, as much as I know that death is a part of life and it's the inevitable, but the thing that like really, really triggers me is like, we don't know when our expiration date is. We don't know. And that's like, that makes me unhappy a little bit, like the death of a loved one or the passing of a lola and lolo. And I know, like, you had a passing recently too, and I, sincere apologies on that. And it's a part of life, and we just have to accept it and just grow from it. And the thing that I love about this is that we cherish the memories. Like Heather gave me a sweatshirt, and I wear it to bed, and
Wow.
that makes me a little bit better. And I have the sweatshirt in my bedroom, and I wear it to go to sleep. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Mark, I know your mom passed away a couple of years ago, and it's February 27, 2009. And I just want to touch that a little bit. How did you get over that? Because I know you're very close to your mom.
I am close to my mom. I was my you know she taught me everything I know, and every time I talk about her, I literally get choked up because I miss her, and a, a mother's love never dies. I saw her take her last breath, and when she died, a part of me died too, and you can't explain the feeling of a death of a parent unless you've experienced it.
Yeah.
And for me, it's so hard because she died when I wasn't at my fullest. She didn't see me with all these awards, and she didn't see me with all these talk shows, and she didn't get to see or the seed that she planted. And for me, it's a little sad because whenever I'm at awards shows, or whenever I'm at the talk, or whenever I'm at events, like I just wish my mom was there. And I know she's there like in spirit, and I know she's there always, but I just wish she was here physically because I do love my mom, and cancer sucks, and I just I always talk to her every single day. I have a picture of her in my car in the visor. So whenever, I'm lonely, I always talk to her. Like I flip the visor and I, just talk to her every day. And I know she could hear me. Even though I can't hear her, I could feel her as well. So,
But
yeah.
I know for a fact she is so proud of what you have become. Like what you said, you have accomplished so much and still counting. And of course, I met your father at the one of the awards night.
Yeah.
He's really, really so proud of you. If he has not told you, I'm telling you, because you were out, you doing your rounds, and I was talking to him, and he was telling all the other stories that he told me about you, and he's so proud of what you have accomplished. And I know mom has feelings the same way. If she's around, I know she will be so elated of what you have done for yourself and accomplished for yourself, and still continue to excel
Yeah,
and
yeah,
representing
yeah.
us.
I'm
Oh,
so
and
glad
Dr.
that you met my dad and my stepmom.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
met them. Okay, then couple of people. Oh, that's Dr. Tess says, I'm still here listening and watching. Love the interview, guys.
Oh,
I
thank you,
told her,
Dr. Tess. Love you.
we love you and we'll definitely see you. And then happy viewing to Christian Renan Esteban is watching also from LA. And then Adele Ordera is giving you a big, big heart. Okay, now we talk about your frustration. We talk about your successes. We talk about what kind of irritates you. Anything else you want to accomplish in life now? Not on the profession, but now, in today's age.
You know, well, aside from having a talk show again, like I want to write a children's book, and I always say like I want to write a children's book. I want to write a children's book, and I always push it off. But like I have to, listen to that dream because your dreams, if it was meant to be, it keeps repeating in your head over and over again. That means like your dream is talking to you and it wants to become a reality. And I always wanted to be a children's author, and I know I could do it. I know I could do it, but the problem for me is the time. It's like because I'm like I have a full-time job and then I'm just trying to do some things on the side hustle. But I'm gonna get to it, and I'm gonna be a children's author, and I'm gonna speak it to existence that I'm gonna be a children's author, and the book is gonna be called Believe, because that was my mom's favorite word, and it's just going to be about a children's book, not quitting your dreams and believing yourself and loving yourself. And it's just a book that could inspire kids ages 1 through teenagers, and just something that they could read like at night and that they could share with their parents as well.
And see, just you saying that and me hearing it gives me goosebumps. I think you'll be perfect to write a children's book. Why? Because of the inspiring words that you could impart. And they said, let's start young.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when we have already bad habits, it's hard to break them. But I like the idea that you are planning of writing books and no and calling it Believe, and that's perfect. Why? Because you start young, you start with the kids, because if you
So
impart all this wisdom, all these nuggets of good things, and the idea of what you have imparted to us, that would be so swell. So Mark, stop and write it. Do it like what you said. Yeah, put a red mark on it, you know,
yes,
and make it happen.
make it happen. It's
Yeah,
gonna happen,
put a
Josh. Watch.
deadline on.
You're
Put
gonna
a
be
time frame
invited
on
to
that.
the. You're gonna be invited to the book club.
I will definitely be one of the fan there, and for sure I will purchase several of those and give it to my nephews and nieces,
Aw.
because I believe if anybody could make it happen, you can.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, Mark, if you encounter your 20-year-old self, if you go back in time, you have the power to go back in time, and you encounter you, Mark, as now, and encountering your 20-year-old self, what would you have said to this person? To Mark, that is age 20.
I always, think back and looking back at my life, and it was a big struggle. And for me, seeing myself at 20, I was depressed. I was defeated. I was lonely at that age. And for me to talk to my better self at the age of 20, I would say it'll take years for you to accomplish your dreams. And with hard work and persistence, anything could happen. Just never give up the fight. Always believe, and always, be true to yourself, because anything could happen in life. And for me, it took 20 years for me to actually be successful. And it was a long road. It was a very, very long road. There was like ups and downs. There was highs and there was lows. My bank account was low. So that's what I'm talking about. Highs and lows. My bank account was low. When I started, I literally only had, I think, $70 in my savings, and that was like not a lot of money. So I was just tell myself that never give up, and think big things are about to happen.
Yeah. Well, they said you have to experience the pain so you would know what success is. And I assume in your 20s, like what you shared with us, you went through that hardship, whether emotionally, financially, but look at you now, 20 years after. And I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Be persistent, hard work, believe in yourself. Those are nuggets of wisdom that I would normally uh, put into practice myself. And thank you for sharing that. Now, we talk about you being 20 years old, talking to yourself. Now, what do you tell yourself when you wake up in the morning and you look at the mirror as you are now, today?
Oh, now I get up. I literally have a positive outlook. I literally, when I get up, Josh, I don't even have an alarm clock. Like, I honestly, my body gets up naturally because I'm so excited to start the day. I'm not even joking. Like, my body literally wakes up at 5 o'clock. I get up and I put on my motivational speech and my inspirational meditation, and I look at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, you got this. You just have to start the day with a positive mind and an open heart, because the most important part of the day, I feel, is the morning time. And because it takes 5 seconds for the brain to stop, and you have to make a decision. Is this going to be a good day or is this going to be a bad day? So you have to make a quick thought and just say, damn, this is going to be a freaking good day, because we're alive, we're breathing, we're still here on Earth. and you just got to do what you got to do and just make a change in not only yourself, but make a change in the day and make a change in other people as well. And that's basically it. It's just like, just wake up with a smile and an open heart.
See, this is so inspiring because you're so positive. You look at life like half full as opposed to half empty.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that you felt when you were 20, you were depressed, you were all this, and here you are, a couple of years after. You said you went through all this hardship, but look how positive you are. From the time we started the interview, it's all positive vibes that I'm getting from you. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're a ball of happiness and optimism, and that is so amazing. So thank you for sharing that.
Of
Dr.
course.
Tess says your moms or our mothers both are always around us, both feeling very proud.
Aww.
Look at Dr. Tess. Dr. Tess.
I love her.
Yeah, she's just amazing. Being a mother herself with two beautiful, wonderful kids.
They're all grown up now. I saw a picture of them in Hawaii. They're such
Michael and Shana, it's amazing, amazing. I mean, well, Dr. Tess is always positive too, and she has the right heart.
Right. If you have good kids, you have good parents.
Other people too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like a class with Krista Kleiner, you, Joko. No, not Joko yet. Apple the App.
Yeah.
Bella Porch. There's so many of us. Of course.
She has all the trailblazers,
Yeah, all our classmates.
Yeah.
With Dr. Tess. Now, Mark, what legacy would you like to leave to people? What legacy? If we're talking about future.
Yeah. My legacy in life is it's really simple. I want a legacy that when you think of me, you feel my energy and you are always thinking about like the good times. So when I leave my legacy, I want to leave something behind, and it's something from the heart. I want to leave a legacy like he was a good person, and he was an amazing friend, an amazing son, an amazing family member. I want to leave a legacy that people will be smiling whenever they think of me. People go through hardships in life, and I was one of them. Having nothing in my bank account, losing my mom, losing my best friends, having a difficult time breaking into the entertainment industry. But I feel that that is my legacy. My legacy is your struggles are your trophies. And you should never, never stray from that. Because without struggles, you don't have success. And that's why I always embrace being Filipino. I embrace my hardships. I embrace like me being bullied as a child. And I think back and I look back and I'm like, wow, I've gone through so much. I've hurt a lot. I felt awful. But then again, I turned it all around and I made that negative into a positive. And that's what life's all about. Don't ever dwell on your past. Just learn from it.
As they said, our past should not define who we are.
Correct. It's a learning lesson.
That's why, Mark, start writing that children's book.
I know!
This is what Carlos Mangonan said. Mark is so inspiring. When I grow up, I want to be just like him.
Oh my God, thanks, Carlos.
And then Dexter said, resilience.
Yes, resilience. I love that word.
It's resilience. That's beautiful. Now, one of the things too that you the audience and our listeners need to understand or need to know, when aside that he is so positive, Mark is considered always the fashionista among the group. You will never see him looking lousy. He's all well dressed. Where is that coming from, my friend?
Oh my God. I think if producing didn't work out, I honestly would love to be a fashion stylist. I love fashion. And I think it stemmed ever since I was a little kid. I would flip magazines and I would be looking at their clothes. Even as a kid, I would look at the television shows, and I would look at their clothes, at their wardrobe as well. And I love fashion, and I just love the vibe. Like, and I know who dresses well and who doesn't dress well. And I feel that, you want to dress well because you want to play the part. If you really want something so bad, you have to dress the part. Because for me, like, you only have one chance to make a great impression. So you have to put your best foot forward. And should I say your best shirt forward? Because people, that's the first thing people will look at is your appearance. And you just have to dress well, you have to look presentable, you have to make an impact on everyone. And I love fashion, and I think it does stem from my mother too. My mother was a fashionista. She loved dressing up. So every time as a child she would go to the bank, she would always wear her two-piece dress, and I would be like, wow, she's so fashionable.
That's why I was joking with one of the organizers. I said, in one of the awards, you should award a best dressed or a fashionista award, and it's gonna be Anthony Nicolas, hands down.
Yes.
Well, for the guys, but of course for the ladies, I'll give it to Dr. Tess.
Dr. Tess dresses so good. Like, I always compliment her. Like, she's always dressed up, and she's always dressed well, and she's always presentable, and that's what people love about her. Not only her personality, but also her fashion-forward fashion.
That's why if there will be like in an award show, there will be a star of the night, male and female. I think you and Dr. Tess.
Yes.
Definitely, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
A iota of doubt in my mind. It has to be for the guys, it's gonna be Marc Anthony. And then for the ladies, it has to be Dr. Tess.
Yes, the king and queen of fashion.
Yep, and it's just amazing. Now, Mark, what makes you happy?
Oh, what makes me happy? I actually love eating. I love eating so much. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I love eating Filipino food, and there's
what particular Filipino food are you?
I love adobo. I love chicken adobo. I love pork adobo. I love pork and chicken adobo. I love chicharon kawali. I love chicharon bulaklak. I love pancit.
Oh, the bad ones that's making us young.
I know, right? Like, that's a heart attack. And like, I'm just like, that's why when I went to the doctors, they're like, Mark, you have high cholesterol. I'm like, I do? They're like, yeah, have you been eating fried foods? And I'm like, no. I'm like, no, doctor, I haven't. But I know she knows, because Filipino food, it's so good, but it's so bad for you. And that's why when I go to like visit my mom, my stepmom, and my dad, I always like love to eat Filipino food, because there's no Filipino food here in West Hollywood.
I don't think so. Yeah, no. You have to go like inland.
Yes.
By Carson, there's a lot, or by West Covina, there's a lot.
Yeah. And I love Jollibees too. So I love all like that. That's what makes me happy.
Like, so it's all the bad ones, as they said. And it's bad for our skin. I know Dr. Tess will be on our case.
Oh, I know.
Night for sure.
Yes.
Okay, now, Mark, one of the things too that I because I know you love Madonna, you love Beyonce, and you love Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
If there's one particular song that you really like that would define your life as it is today, what would it be?
Well, my favorite song is Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. It's been my all-time favorite song. And I think that, I think that song has taught me, just don't be shy to dance. Don't be shy to live your life the way you want. You only have one life, and might as well have fun and dance with it. Dance whenever your favorite music comes on. When your favorite movie comes out, go watch it. Like, just dance the night away. And I feel that a lot of people are always shy, or they always worry about what other people think about them. But don't worry what other people think about you because half of the time they're not even thinking about you. So, right, like we're always constantly in our head, like, oh, he's gonna think I'm bad, or oh, she's gonna like just do what you want. In the next 5 years, if this is what I always say to myself, if it doesn't matter in the next 5 years, it won't matter right now. Right?
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
So, it like whenever I am about to get in a fight with somebody and I'm just like, is this really going to matter in 5 years? And that way it makes me take a step back and say, it's not going to matter in 5 years. I'm like, not going to even go down this road.
And then if you have a hashtag, everybody's into hashtag now. What would be your hashtag for your life as it is today?
Oh, hashtag have fun. And yeah, and that's what I love. Just have fun, have fun at work, have fun at your family parties, have fun everywhere you go, and just have fun.
Now, Mark, do you get bashed? Do you have bashers?
Yes, I do.
And then how do you deal with it?
I get so many DMs that they're saying like, "Oh my God, you're so gay. Oh my God, you're so feminine." I'm like, "Oh my God, just shut up!" This is like I'm like, literally, you're wasting your time writing all these things, and like I have to tell you a story. There's this one time like me and Jerry O'Connell were dancing. I'm not sure if you saw that on my Insta story.
Yes, I did.
This woman calls me. She calls me and leaves a voicemail because I didn't know the number, so that's why I didn't call me. And she said, "Mark, how dare you dance with a married man? Mark, he is a straight married man. You have all these people looking up to you. Why would you do that?" And I'm like, lady, the reason why I'm doing it is because I'm not hurting anyone and I'm having fun at the same time. And if it's not hurting anyone and if you're just having fun, it's fine. Like, that video is so funny and so hilarious. Like, imagine Jerry O'Connell giving you a laptop. A laptop.
I saw that.
A lap dance.
That was so fun. Yes, I was planning, but it's on private, so we cannot download it. So I said, because most of your videos on your YouTube, not YouTube, your Facebook, I cannot download them.
No?
It's private, yeah. So we're able only to download a few that we like. And
right.
That is, I like the one with the umbrella where you were dancing.
Oh my God, yeah, that was a funny one.
That was a funny, and we tried to download it. It says it's private. We cannot download it. But this is the thing. A lot of people are already texting me. I have 3 phones going on, and some are DMing me, and they want to know how to follow Marc Anthony Nicolas. So let's talk about your social media platform. They could follow you. Facebook, and they add you on Facebook?
Yes, of course. So on Facebook, you could just it's actually just my name, Marc Anthony Nicolas, MARC Anthony Nicolas. And Instagram, that's also my handle, Marc Anthony Nicolas. And just follow me, and then you'll get like a backstage pass of everything that goes on backstage at the talk, about my life, about how, some days are bad and then some days are good. So you really get to see the raw side of me, the authentic side of me. And my life is honestly an open book. And a lot of people are saying like, why are you so open? And I'm like, why are you so closed? Like, it's like, you just have to be open and honest about yourself. And that's why I love social media. Some people says it's a blessing and a curse. But for me, I feel like it's a blessing because it's a platform for me to share my story and get my name out there.
Yeah, and I suggest to everybody, if you're gonna add Mark, check his video. There's the album on different videos. If you're not feeling so good about where you are right now, watch those videos. I'm telling you, it will put a big smile on your face because he does things so funny that it's these are things that you would like to have done yourself.
Yeah.
But here you go, Mark will just be out of the blue with so many umbrellas and will be dancing on the streets. It's just, it's so much fun and hilarious that will give you definitely a big smile on your face. Dr. Tess says, "You're a lucky guy." Ha ha ha. And then of course, I would echo that. You're a lucky guy and a blessed guy.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Blessed with all the things that's happening with your life, especially on the things that you went through
Yeah.
and on the sacrifices. I like that because I think a lot of people could identify with you on the sacrifices because you never gave up.
Yeah.
You never gave up. Imagine the story, you did that for 6 months, sleeping in your car because you want to save. Not a lot of people will be able to do that. A lot of people
Yeah.
will just give up. But your persistence paid off handsomely, abundantly. Look at you, Emmy Award. So are you expecting more Emmys to come?
Yeah, so Emmy nominations are June this year, so hopefully I'll get nominated
You
again.
get nominated all the time.
Yeah, we
many
do, we
nomina-
do. But
How
I
many
want
nominations?
three. I want 3 Emmys.
No, go for 6.
Oh yeah, yes, 6. Go, sky's the limit when it comes to this.
Yeah, sky's the
So,
limit.
yeah, so hopefully this June I will bring the 3rd Emmy home. And like I always say, these awards are not for me. It's honestly for like the Filipino community.
Yeah.
And for me to be able to show you these awards and share these awards with you, that's an award in itself, is to be able to share my story.
And just to let you know, we are so proud of you. If we have not said that, the community is so proud of what you have accomplished. Because aside from Lisa Liu, there's few of you who had gotten that, and you're so visible in the community, and raising the Philippine flag, and that made us so proud. As they said, Filipino represent.
Yes,
You
because
are doing that proudly.
thank you so much, Josh.
And of course, not to mention Dr. Tess. Dr. Tess, you're so wonderful. She said, amazing interview. Well, because how can you miss? We have an amazing guest that's has so much things to share. Because
Yeah.
the people would see Mark to be a happy, jolly ball of fire, and just always positive, and knowing the thing that went through behind the scene, it is refreshing that behind this happiness and the joy, there was a lot of sacrifices and a lot of tears and a lot of things that went on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's why I always say, like, a lot of people see your success, but not a lot of people see your struggles.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, he's had Emmys and he's had awards, but people didn't realize I had to claw myself to the top. I had to dig myself out of that pit. Like, there was a lot of pitfalls in my life. And also there's a lot of earthquake moments. And for me, like, when I say earthquake moments, those are the things that like shook me and like literally shook my world and shook my life. And those earthquake moments are actually moments learning lessons that'll help you grow and make you stronger. You are not built to be broken. You're just built to get better.
Right. And if you could advise our audience, our listeners, especially those are going through rough times, what would you tell them? Because a lot of people, especially now after with the pandemic, people lost their jobs, their businesses, and
Right.
it's global. Everybody, it's just not concentrated in us, in our daily lives, and we lost friends, we lost family
Right.
because of the sickness, and they're going to some depression. What would you have advised them, or what would you advise them?
Yeah. My advice is, for me, nothing was ever handed to me. Nothing will be ever handed to you. Some people may be lucky enough to be handed the things that they love, but for me, I appreciate my humble beginnings. I appreciate not being rich. I appreciate not being able to be the popular guy at school. I was always bullied. I was the nerd. I was the one that was always picked on. And for me, that gave me like a platform to speak out and be more confident. And for me, it's just like I love myself and I love who I am. And for those of you who have a dream, to be in the entertainment industry, just go for it. And I always say, like, use your voice and, speak your dreams into existence. And for me, you never know who's going to hear your dreams, and you never know who's going to help you. And if you keep your dreams always bottled up inside, no one's ever going to hear those dreams, or those dreams may never actually come true. So always, in a casual setting, tell your friends, tell your family about your dreams, because you never know how they're going to help you or when they're going to help you. And for me, dreams happen every single day, and it's a matter of time when they're going to be fulfilled. And for me, like, my dream was to be in the entertainment industry. It took 20 years to make that dream come true. And it's 2 decades is a very long time to be a producer. But I feel like you just have to never quit your dreams, and always just make sure that you're well prepared and that you're well equipped to start a new day with an open mind and an open heart.
Wow. Mark, Dexter said Pinoy pride. Wow.
Thanks, Dexter.
That's really a Pinoy pride. And then tell us what's in a day in the life of Mark Anthony.
Oh, okay. So, oh God, it's a very, very busy one. So I wake up at 5 in the morning, and then at 7 o'clock, we have our morning production meeting. And this morning production meeting is when we're talking with the directors and with the producers, and we go over what the segments are for the day. So that's at 7 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, to 10:30, we brief the hosts about the segments and make sure that they're prepared for the live show. And then 10:35 is when we have a meeting with the hosts and all the producers to have one final hit before the live show. And then 11 o'clock in the morning is the live show, so there's no room for mistakes. And so from 11 to 12, we produce 7 segments. Yeah, and we have a staff of nearly over 200 people. So we are a well-oiled machine at the Talk, from producers to directors to audio to wardrobe. It takes a village to make a show run well, and that's what we do. And then after the show ends at 12, we have another meeting about the show tomorrow. So then we have that meeting from like 12 to 12:30, and then I go back to my office, and then I start producing tomorrow's shows. And so I end the day about 5 or 6 o'clock, and then that's when I just try to cook dinner or Postmate something. And then I do yoga at like 7. I do hot yoga, or I do spin class, and then by 9 o'clock I go home, and then I sleep.
Wow. That is a busy life, Mark. Oh my God.
Yeah,
So
and I need at least 8 hours of sleep.
Huh?
I need 8 hours of sleep for my mind to be 100% prepared. Because if I get less than 8 hours, I won't be able to function.
Oh my God. Okay, a couple of more people here. Cherry Aklan is watching from LA. She said, very well said, Mark. You're such an inspiration.
Thank you,
Oh,
Cherry.
and of course, let's do a little advertising here for our good friend, America's favorite dermatologist. She said, please invite your listeners and viewers to watch season 5. Imagine season 5 already of All in the Family with Dr. Tess.
Yes.
It's premiering April 29, which is, I believe that's a Sunday, on GMA Pinoy TV, and every Saturday, sorry, premiering on April 29 on GMA Pinoy TV. So you guys, all the Kapuso people there, and if you're Kapamilya, do subscribe. And every Saturday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or Pacific Daylight Time, Mark will be in one of the episodes.
Oh, yes.
And then it says here, and she continued, Mark is an incredible producer from my personal experience of guesting on the Talk. And this is coming from Dr. Tess, Mauricio Lee.
Yes, and congratulations, Dr. Tess. I just want to say 5 seasons on a show is well deserved, and it's so successful, and it wouldn't be successful without you and your family. All in the Family is just one of those shows that is uplifting and inspiring, and it's just like a feel good show. So I'm just so proud that, she has come a long way and has made it to season 5 and more seasons to come.
I know, and it's such a blessing for her to open her lives.
Yeah.
Not only her, but the whole family. And for those who are not familiar with All in the Family, Dr. Tess, you need to watch the show because it talks about relationship, intermarriages, and it's day-to-day life, living and being an immigrant, being a migrant, being born here out of different ancestries. It's just a very unique setup, and it's the daily problem. And you see Dr. Tess all made up, dolled up, but there's a lot of, and just like Mark, she is a ball of optimism. It's just like when you're feeling sad and low and kind of like slow on energy, Dr. Tess, just like Mark, is just very optimistic and has this zest for life.
Yes, yes. And I think that's what I love about Dr. Tess is that she's so relatable in many ways in her career, with her family. So that's why a lot of people look up to her, because a lot of people love who she is, not only a person on the outside, but also on the inside as well. And whenever I see her or whenever I text her, whenever I call her, like I honestly feel a connection with her. And I just love her energy and her passion for life.
And she wears her heart in her sleeves.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. I mean, what you see is what you get. She's so, with all the things that she has accomplished, just like you guys are still humble, very, very grounded, and that's one aspect. If I'm gonna describe you, I would say accomplished yet humble.
Ah, thank you.
Very grounded. Because I never felt like when I'm talking to you, or I know a lot of people had talked to you, and a lot of people had met you. There was not an inch or any iota of being conceited. You are where you are today because of you being so nice and being, I guess, because of your humble beginning, and which you're so proud of. And I kudos to your parents. They really raised you well. They really did a good job. They really did. And now I got to know you more, aside from all the research that I did on you, and it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful.
You did good. You did a good job. Some of the things that you asked me, and I've done a lot of interviews. Like I've never been asked about the bass clarinet or the machine. I'm like, where is he getting this? I love it though. I love it.
We will continue part 2 when you did what you have to, the big announcement in May.
Yes.
People will be surprised and will be more proud of what you have done. And I will definitely invite you maybe in June so you could talk about it. When you have the time, just like now. We'll talk about it in there because that would be an experience of a lifetime, I think.
Yes.
In my book, it's not a lot of people would experience such. I know a lot of people say, what's that? What? We can't. I'm telling you, I cannot. I told Mark, I cannot tell anything until that happens. So you guys, that would be perfect for part 2.
Yes, and you have to come to the talk, Josh.
I will. Okay. I'll talk to you about that.
Yes.
I'll text you on that because I know a lot of people already texting me on my private phone like, I want to go with you. So like Mark said, I could only bring 3 people at a time. We'll do a couple of those.
Yeah.
I'll be a regular now with some people who want to join.
You should. We tape Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
So let me know when is the best time to go, when you have the best guests, and just text me. And a lot of people, I'll keep a list because we could only take 4 people at a time.
Yeah, you'll have so much fun.
Yeah, I know we will. With you as the supervisor, producer. Oh my God.
Yeah, we're gonna dance.
I can't wait.
We're gonna dance and sing.
I would love that. Now, Mark, what else? What more do you pray for?
I honestly pray for good health. I pray for the success of all my friends and family. I know that sounds so cliche, but I do when I'm by myself, I do pray to God about like how blessed He is to give me this life, the life full of love, the life full of family and friends. And I just wish that like everyone has as much happiness as I have in my life, I want for their life as well. And that's all I want is just for people to be happy and healthy. Life's too short to be miserable and to be in a bad mood. You know, you just have to have that mindset and just make an impact on someone's life. And I think after that, everything will fall into place and just make it happen. And, you know, I always say, make it work, make it count, make it happen, and all your dreams will come true.
Oh my God, all these tidbits of wisdom coming from you. It's amazing. And I would definitely want to guest you again next time. And I would like to introduce you among the many things that I could tell about you and when say a children's book author.
Yes, yes. Let's manifest that. Like,
Yes, let's put it
it's gonna,
out in the universe and it'll all come back to you. Let's
yeah,
claim
it'll
it.
happen. It'll happen.
It has to happen because all the things that you talk about, the tips, the
Yeah.
wisdom that you shared, write
Right.
it down and put that part of believe. And that
Yeah.
would be so awesome.
I,
And you never know, it could turn out to be a movie that the duo of Dexter and Alan can put together.
it could be
You know how
a
it
New,
is.
New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. You know how things, you know how God works in mysterious ways.
They do, they do. And thank you so much for lighting that fire again to become a children's author. So
And I
think,
will text you once in a while and say, are you writing the book yet? Are you writing the book yet? You're going to say, okay, I'm going to write the book so you don't have to haunt me anymore.
I know, right? No, please do. I do. Yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah. Well, Mark, my last question for you, because we talk about a lot of things about you, and I know we know more about you now, especially people who kind of know who you are, but now we kind of get into the nitty gritty and getting more personal about you. My last question is, we talk about your legacy, or what your legacy would be. How do you want to be remembered?
I just want to be remembered as a kind person with a kind heart. I strive to make people happy, and whenever I talk to someone, they have my full attention. I want people to say that, wow, he has such an amazing energy, or like, wow, I'm so gravitated towards them. I want to inspire, I want to motivate, I want to leave a legacy behind that, you know, I was a good man and I was a good person. I want to leave like with my family and friends, my memories that we've like shared and you know, all the conversations that we've had behind closed doors. And I want to live a life of, you know, just pure bliss and just pure happiness. I want to live a legacy of, wow, if he could do it, I could do it too. I want to be an example of like an inspiration, and not only to the Filipino community, but also the entire world. My little dreams and my little, you know, awards are nothing compared to like a big impact that I've made in people's lives. You know, I'm just a small town boy who had big dreams, and I fulfilled those dreams. And I just want to be remembered as someone that loves life and someone that is so passionate about everything he does and everything he touches. And whenever I meet someone, I always make sure that I give them my undivided attention because I'm not sure if that's the last time I'm going to see that person. My legacy is full of love, happiness, and success. And that's what I want to leave as my legacy in the world.
Wow. And Mark, if you have a message to your dad, whom I met and wonderful person, what message would you give him?
I would say he's probably watching right now too. I just want to say thank you, Dad, for raising me to the person I am. You know, Father's Day is coming, but I always celebrate every day as if it was Father's Day. You know I don't say a lot, but I just want to say I love you and I'm proud of you. I know that we didn't grow up a lot with a lot of money, and I know that we weren't rich, but we were rich in love. And I just want to say the happiest moments of my life were with you. And I'm so glad that we got closer as I got older. And I know, Dad, you're 75 years old. And that's why I always love having you as my plus one at awards or at events or at concerts, because, I want to spend as much time with you as much as possible. So I just want to say, Dad, that I love you and I thank you. And I think that you're like the best dad in the world. And I hope I make you proud as much as I'm proud of you. So I love you, Dad.
That is so awesome. And then Mark, if I know mom is no longer around, but what message would you tell your mom?
I want to tell my mom, like, she has impacted my life so much. I loved our small talks when I lived with her. My mom would always say, "How do I look?" Before she went to work every single day, and I'm like, "Mom, you looked better than yesterday." So I want to say, Mom, like, I love you more than yesterday, and I know you're not here physically in the physical world, but I know you're with me in my heart and in my soul, and our memories will never get lost. Our memories will never die. Whenever I think of happiness, I think of my mother, and I think that she's the most amazing woman in the world. And she lost her life to cancer, but I just want to say she was a warrior. She fought till the last breath, and my mom is living proof that anything could happen in life. And she taught me so much love and so much passion. And I think, I wear my heart on my sleeve because of her. She was so authentic and she was so real, and she instilled that in me too. So I just want to say, Mom, I know that you're not here in the physical world, but I know you're here, with me in heart and spirit. And I just want to say thank you, Mama, for raising me and loving me. And I'll love you till the moment we meet again.
I know, that is so... You're making me cry.
I'm about to cry after this interview.
And what message for your friends, supporters, your fans, and your new friends? Any message you want to share with them and tell them?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me in my journey. My journey wasn't an easy journey. And I just want to say, if you need someone to talk to, if you need advice, you could always DM me. I'm here for you. And for me, like, if I some sort of impact in one person's life, that's all that matters. So feel free to DM me, ask me questions. If you need some guidance, I'll do my best to direct you in that path. I know it's not easy to break into the entertainment industry. Lord knows I've been in that road before, and I just want to make it as easy as possible for everyone out there. So if you want to be a producer, if you want to be a director, feel free to just DM me, and I'll do my best to give you that words of wisdom, the words of wisdom that I've never gotten when I was in my 20s or growing up, because, I did it myself and without the help of anybody. And if I could do it, you can do it too.
And imagine, because you did it on your own technically, of course by God's grace, but now you can be a mentor to other people. And I know that people are already texting me again, Mark, what's your Facebook page again? Because people are texting me, how do we contact again?
Oh, yes. So you could do facebook.com/Mark, MARC, Nicolas, NICOLAS, and the number 7. So that's facebook.com/Mark Nicolas 7.
Okay, and then of course you have your Instagram.
Is at Mark Anthony Nicolas.
Okay, no IG, no TikTok.
TikTok is Mark Nicolas.
Okay, Mark Nicolas. About Twitter.
Mark Nicolas too.
But which one of the platforms are you most active?
Oh, Instagram, totally.
So if everybody wants to talk to you or just ask for guidance, Instagram is the best way.
Oh, Instagram is always the best, yeah. And I usually check my DMs You could look at my Insta stories. You could look at my posts and my feed. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. It says, Dr. Tess says, Dr. James, that's Dr. James Lee, and I are listening, and we say, wow, what a legacy, Mark. And heart, 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 clap, clap,
Thank,
clap.
thank you, Dr.
And
James. Thanks, Dr. Tess.
yeah, amazing, amazing couple, amazing family.
They are. They are,
Horatio
truly.
Dali, it's amazing. And then Dennis, RTRX. This is Mark's cousin, Olivia and Dennis. We are so proud of him and happy to see him share his story. Much love for Vancouver. Thank you for
Oh,
watching. That was so
that's
wonderful.
those are my best cousins. My best cousin is Olivia.
Yeah, Olivia and Dennis.
Yeah, and I love
They're from
Dennis too.
Vancouver. Wow. Thank you
Yeah.
for watching and for tuning in, and thank you for your support and happy viewing to everybody. And Mark, we're almost 2 hours. Can you believe that?
Oh my God. That's a,
See,
it
this
went
is
by so
what happens. We're
fast.
both talkative and we have so much to share.
I know. How long are your interviews usually?
Well, normally around this time, because people, all my guests tend to be really inspirational and like you,
Uh-huh.
um, very, there's so much very profound, very deep that people would learn, very motivational, and people like that. And this is wonderful. And a lot of people um, would like to hear stories like yours, because that's why when you talk about it during the awards night, I really said I want to guest you, because that's really why this particular show was created, is to inspire and motivate people to do well, to be
Right.
good,
Right.
to succeed in life. Because like what you said, and you're a living testimony of that, that through that hardship that you went through, here you go, to that adversity, you raised from that, and here you are.
Yeah.
You're really an epitome of what hard work, perseverance, resilience, and living in the now. See, I'm catching some of your praises that I would be able to use, especially in other shows that I will do, because I think this is one of the shows that I will remember happily, and with all the things. And I'll repeat this again, because just in case I miss some of the things that you had said, and I know a lot of people will do the same, because this is one heck of a show. Thanks, Mark. This is something.
Thank you so much, Josh. That really means a lot to me.
Look, Dr. says, can't believe I have been listening for almost 2 hours.
I can't even believe it was 2 hours. I'm not even looking at the clock. Oh my God, it's almost 2 hours.
I know, see, and I'm keeping you from your 8 hours sleep.
Don't worry, it's Friday.
Oh, that's right, right? Now, but thank you so much, Mark, for one, for spending the time with me. Secondly, for opening up. I know you it's not a secret, and you're one of the very few ones that could really easily open up about your humble beginning, about the difficulty you went through. Those are not a lot of not a lot of people are willing to do that. A lot of people, they try to sweep it under the carpet, but not you. And I know a lot of our listeners, our viewers, and our team replay would learn so much from you, and that's amazing. And then Dexter says, best interview ever. Thank you for your generosity, Mark.
Oh my God, thanks, Dexter.
But thank you, guys. Thank you for, again, Mark. I can't thank you enough. Firstly, for saying yes. I know we planned this 2 months in advance, and I know things happen on my end, and I thought this is not gonna happen. I can't wait to interview part two in June,
Yes.
when you can share your other experience, and I know that will be another hour or so, or another 2 hours or so, because I know it will be. I'm so dying to tell people about it, but no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep my promise. I'm not gonna mention that. But I'm happy, and congratulations on that.
Thank
It's
you.
one of another feather to your cap, I think, and it's another award under your belt, and
Yes.
that's amazing. But thank you so much for your time,
Thank
and like
you.
what I said to everybody before I close my show, be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness, and any act of kindness that you do to people, it will come back to you. It's a guarantee. It will come back to you in so many ways, in different times. And with that, Mark Anthony Nicolas, We made almost 2 hours, few minutes away from 2 hours. Yeah, 8 minutes before 2 hours.
Wow, we did it.
And imagine our part 2.
I can't.
We'll go over that. I can't wait because
We should do our next interview should be 24 hours.
We should.
Let's aim for 24 hours.
Yeah, let's invite Dr. Tess too.
Then if we invite Dr. Tess,
would be so
48
crazy.
hours.
Yeah, and then Cherry Aklan says, I totally agree with Dexter. What an amazing guest you have, Josh. And then Dr. Mauricio said, Dr. Tess, America's favorite dermatologist said, see you both next week.
Yes, the 29th. Beauty in Beverly Hills.
Yes, and she has other clinics in Mira Mesa, and I know 2 other clinics in San Diego. And Dr. Tess is up to it. She said, yes, let's do the 3 of us. Oh, that would be a 24-hour interview then.
That would be a 24-hour. No sleep.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely schedule that.
Because the 3 of us love talking.
I know, the 3 of us in one string. Oh my God.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
So interesting. But definitely, I'll put you on the spot next time because of what's going to happen sometime May. So those, my audience, our listeners, our viewers, stay tuned for part 2 with MARC Anthony Nicolas. As soon as that's over, whatever he's going to be doing, and he has time again to spend time with us on a Friday night, definitely. And we'll invite Dr. Tess to join us too, eventually. And we'll see, hopefully, Dr. Tess' schedule, because I know she's very busy with everything that she does, mainstream, her All in the Family, which premiere on the April 29th, and every Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Daylight Time. And it's gonna be on the 5th season. Can you believe 5th season?
5.
On GMA Pinoy TV. So
watch it.
Yeah, watch it. MARC Anthony Nicolas, maraming salamat.
Thank you so much. Mabuhay.
Mabuhay and good night. Bye, Mark.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
And then I'll talk to you a little bit.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.